Hi, it's Wild the Game, the group experts. If you are organizing a seminar in which you're looking to inspire your participants, we've got something for you, a 2 hours and 30 minutes conference on collaboration. In this 10 minutes video, I'm going to be using large numbers to tell you about the 3 steps of this video. First, why this conference? 2, what's in it and its benefits? And 3, for whom and how would you organize it? We're going to be spoiling a little bit the conference because most of its value lies in its experience. No matter what I say here, it's better to experience it, especially with your peers or people from the same profession or living in the same organization. So, if this conference is a killer, it's because it is a hands-on conference. In our conference, Bob will be experiencing a high level of energy, like this guy's. And what do we talk about? We're talking about collaboration. We're talking about collaborations happening in organizations and that Google illustrates with this silly image as if to tell us, ha, collaboration is so cool. Except no, collaboration is not a silly and big ugly puzzle to solve together. That is why we created TeamPlayers, a hands-on conference that makes things straight about collaboration. So just a reminder, in organizations, collaboration and cooperation is the way to build great things that set you apart from your competitors. It's rather easy to imagine that several teams and not just one department at Apple were involved on the long term in designing this incredible gadget, the usefulness of which we can't really all see today. Precisely, the more different teams have to build bridges between themselves in order to collaborate, the more it leaves people into paradoxes that can make them feel not so good, like this. Because first paradox, your manager expects you to work overtime and in depth on your business expertise, to be the best at what you do. But at the same time, your manager, his manager, and the managers around, what they want you to do is to adapt in very short times to changes in strategic directions, to new work methodology, to disruptive technologies, to multiplying projects. The second paradox is that people will also tell you that you have to break down the silos just like that. Poor silo. So mechanically, working with everyone outside your own silo increases your area of responsibility, increases the opportunities for daily friction with other teams, increases your workload. On the other hand, you have your manager telling you that you've got to maintain a good work-life balance, so you end up feeling this way. The paradoxes we get caught up can lead people to what? Either they can lead to brain fracture, so when you become exhausted and scattered by over collaboration. Here I'm talking about all these meetings which brings its loads of poorly taken collective decisions. Or it leads you into sub-collaboration, precisely because you want to protect your brain from the attacks of the collective and you wage a bit of a war of positions trying to avoid bullets on the battlefield by not sharing resources and not sharing information with other departments. So, what is TeamPlayer for? It is a dynamic and serious conference based on the studies carried out by numerous researchers around the world on the very serious game theory. In particular, these studies are based on the prisoner's dilemma, which is a thought experiment made to predict collaboration or non-collaboration. On this basis, we are organizing the conference in 3 steps. 1, an activity. 2, a debrief with the lessons learned. And 3, a case study to generate reflexes. Step 1 is an activity that puts participants in the situation of experiencing the paradoxes of collaboration over several rounds, with the aim of winning as much as they can. Based on their personal choices, they must face the group and decide whether to collaborate or to protect themselves from collaboration. And what they'll go through in this activity is first and foremost the willingness to work together, be united around a common goal. Yay, we're all hippies. But after waiting to see what the others are playing, that's when we'll see that some have not been team players and gained a lot more without collaboration. While some who had collaborating end up feeling outraged, others simply feel smarter. Which quickly leads everyone to draw different conclusions for the following round. These conclusions might be that the rebels will rebel when confronting unequal collaborations by adopting a defensive mode. During this activity, each player becomes its own strategist who guides his or her collaborative behavior according to the experience and the stakes involved. And all these stages, which we've run dozens of times in our seminars, are stages that make people realize that there are political stakes in collaborations. And these are the stages we've all experienced when working with other Homo sapiens, right? So in the second part of our conference, our facilitator We'll be sharing with all the participants in a plenary session about these specific experiences, these emotions, the strategies, the experiences, or the insights that people got from this activity regarding collaboration. We will also inform people in a slightly more TED Talk format about the winning strategies that the research has identified to stimulate healthy collaborations. One of the counterintuitive lessons we'll deliver is that reciprocity, Bob, is effective in making collaborations last longer, including negative reciprocity, which consists in reacting to those who haven't collaborated by penalizing them in return. But we'll explain the subtleties in the conference. Finally, in the third stage, participants discover a fictitious case linked to a team sport, allowing everyone to practice their reflexes. We can then apply what we've just experienced. Reacting with negative reciprocity? Yeah, maybe. But what's essential here, particularly in management stakes, is to widen the focus beyond negative reciprocity. We'll think about what we can do to discourage egoism upstream and encourage collaboration upstream and even reward collaboration when it occurs. To summarize, there are 3 key moments in this conference. 1, it's a memorable activity where we delve into the paradoxes of collaboration. 2, it's a debriefing followed by a keynote during which strategies for dealing with these paradoxes are provided. And 3, it's a case study to broaden the range of collaborative reflexes useful for any manager. So what are the benefits of bringing TeamPlayer into your seminar? Well, you'll be improving your audience decision-making intelligence when it comes to collaboration, and that has lots of consequences. First and foremost, we provide you with useful reference points for everyone to remember in situation what behaviors can address the paradoxes we've all experienced in the activity. 2, we will help you build a common language on winning strategies for future collaboration in your organization. And so there's a common language that stimulates a culture. We can assure you that this conference leaves a good memory. You'll easily be able to remind each other of these key behaviors in the months to come by referring to this moment. 3, it's a learning experience, and you'll learn about the types of action that enables managers to collaborate better, especially because we are drawing inspiration from one another, with participants looking at their peers for solutions. Now, for the third and final part of this video, details. You can experience TeamPlayer digitally as well as physically. When is it appropriate to hold this conference? First, when you need to insist on broad cultural issues, such as the need to talk to each other about win-win attitudes and healthy behaviors, but it's also useful to support an ongoing transformation or a major evolution that deserves successful collaboration. Now, it's also great when you just want to have a nice, inspiring, memorable time. I'm warning you also, we won't go so far as to get too serious and open the floor on your organization's challenges. If you want to draw parallels with your reality, that would be more of your role after our conference. Make no mistake, we know how to do it, but we only tackle this in our tailor-made workshops when we stay longer than 2 hours and 30 minutes. In this case, we don't stay long here, and that's another advantage. You won't need much preparation time with us. It's a plug-and-play conference. In concrete terms, if you have 2 hours 30 for your seminars to fill up, just give us a call. In fact, we could shorten down to 1 hour and 30 minutes and keep the essence of this conference, but we really want to encourage you to leave room for this experience, because this conference is really top-notch. It's dynamic, it's serious. Just aim for 2 hours and 30 minutes. You can have 12 to 300 participants. It's an experience that works on all audiences. Different levels of hierarchy can be mixed in the room, and the skeptics, the nerds, the doers, the bosses, the executive assistants, everyone usually appreciates the experience and learns from it. We are coming with a facilitator on stage and a team, and the more participants there are in the room, the bigger our facilitation team becomes, hence the impact of the number of participants on our prices. Do note, as this is a participative conference, it only works if we have space to run the activity. Plan for a room of 3 to 5 square meters per participant and some flip charts. And if you're on the low level in terms of square meters, chairs need to be able to move and not to be anchored into the floor like in a cinema. If you need to talk about it to convince others, of course, we'll give you all the arguments you need and all the details in the appropriate document. So now is the question. When are you going to organize your TeamPlayer conference?